Hello everyone. This is a supplemental lecture to address some of the concerns that you have and also to discuss your annotated bibliography projects. As you know, all of your annotated bibliography projects have been graded, at least those that have been submitted. If you did not submit your annotated bibliography by the deadline, you have until Friday at a penalty to submit that. You cannot move forward in the class without submitting an annotated bibliography. So again, if you have not submitted one, then you must do it by Friday, and please also know that it will be penalized for being late. Now, on to your annotated bibliographies. Most of you did rather well with the introduction. Again, the annotated bibliography is meant to be a building block, rather, for your last two projects. The introduction should only include a brief history of your topic and establish your credibility in some way. So, in other words, you should not have any paragraphs that discuss what others have had to say about your topic, or you should not be having phrases such as "my paper will argue," etc., etc. As you know from reading the final paper instructions, we are following Cicero's 5 canons of persuasion, and therefore your discussion of what people have had to say on your topic, and again you want to make sure that you are presenting the topic fairly by showing a number of varying viewpoints, doesn't come until the actual division portion of your paper. And your actual thesis or argument is not going to show up until the refutation portion of your paper. That is roughly about page 5 to 6, depending, of course, on your own particular writing style in your paper. Again, this is very different from what many of you probably have done before or learned in high school. So please beware that I understand that you are doing something different, but of course that is the point of education, to be open to new ways of doing things. Now, I also know that some of you are kind of freaking out about the presentations. Really, try to calm down. It is only a PowerPoint presentation. Of course, you can use other forms as well. I myself use Camtasia Studio, which you can download a free 30-day trial copy from the internet. And it should not be too difficult. Try not to overthink things and psych yourself out. I know that it is the end of the semester and you have other classes and it is really easy to get overwhelmed, but please know that just take a deep breath and you get through this. It'll be fine. Again, if you have never used a webcam or a microphone before, you can get fairly reasonable ones nowadays from places like Office Max or Staples. Just follow the manufacturer's instructions, which will include you downloading the software, and also don't hesitate to look up directions on the internet. There are a number of useful YouTube videos, helpful how-to sites on to create presentations. It really shouldn't take you all that much time to create this portion of the assignment. I've had questions about inserting images, and you can copy and paste images from the web just as long as you feel they're appropriate to your subject matter. Please note that your final slide or some version thereof in your presentation should include a works cited page, and that will include images, especially if they aren't of your own creation, because after all, images are intellectual property too, and they must be cited. Here I am under our, let's see, I'm going to go to week 12's course content, and you'll see here that I have put together a list of some helpful presentation software programs that are free for you guys to use. And also notice that you have all been assigned to different groups. That is, you will be viewing the presentations of your group members, not of the entire class. And that's what you'll be doing next week. Now, going back to the annotated bibliography, like I said, most of you did really well on the introduction, but what threw you off was the MLA formatting. This is a requirement, and you will have points deducted if your papers are not properly formatted in MLA. And again, throughout the course, I have several links to this page, which is the OWL at Purdue MLA Formatting Guide. Again, MLA does not need to be overthought. It's just a set of rules that need to be followed. I don't even have all of them memorized. Whenever I'm formatting my papers, I always keep this website up, and I just look up how to do it as I'm doing it. So the first thing you're going to ask yourself is, what kind of source do I have? If you have an article, a scholarly article that comes from electronic database such as ProQuest or NexusLexis or something like that, you'll want to go to electronic sources on this site, and you're going to scroll down all the way, and here, by the way, is how you cite an image in MLA. Scroll all the way down to an article from an online database. And this is exactly how it should appear. There are no URLs needed in a citation in MLA. Again, it's the first author's last name and then any subsequent authors. All articles are in quotation marks with the period following inside. The actual name of the journal, the name of the journal is in italics. The date it was published follows it in this format. Here you have the page numbers, and then in italics you have the name of the database. So if it's ProQuest, it would be ProQuest in italicized letters. Then you have web, and then you have the date that you accessed it following the citation. Many of you have sources that are under 10 pages long, and if you recall from my initial lecture discussing the annotated bibliography projects, I did state that all journal articles must be at least 10 pages long. So that's, if you received a comment that says sources are too short, need to be 10 pages long, I am referring to the actual article in and of itself. So if you do have those comments, you will need to do further research for your presentations and final papers in order to make sure that you are receiving all those points. So again, MLA is nothing that needs to be memorized, it's just something that needs to be looked up. So for example, some of you have been confusing APA and MLA with your quotations. Just go to formatting quotations here, and it'll show you several different ways to cite short quotations. Any quotation that is longer than 5 sentences should be created in a block quotation fashion, set apart from the main text, following this exact format. So really, that's all you need to do for that, and this is where you go to do that. And so, again, if you have any questions or concerns, please feel free to email me, or if they're of a general concern, post a discussion board. Again, I know it's the end of the semester and we tend to get panicky, but please just take your time, set out a time for you to create these presentations and to finish up your papers. And again, email me if you have any questions.